Hey guys, welcome back to SourceFedNERD. Hey, I'm Philip Molina. And this bright little gentleman over here,
Sam Basher, don't wear it out.
And Rogue One is so close we can almost touch it.
But for now, we're gonna have to make do with touching Zach.
Now, it's not really a secret that this movie had some reshoots and some rewrites earlier this year, and we tried to keep an open mind about that.
But today we've learned that Tony Gilroy, the writer that was brought in for the rewrites and to help with reshoots, his salary got bumped up big time.
He was initially gonna make $200,000 per week.
My God.
Which I guess is just peanuts to these guys. But now, apparently he did so much work on the movie, not only was he bumped to being credited as co-writer, he's now getting a cool $5 million for his contributions.
Oh my God. To put that in perspective, J.J. Abrams got paid $10 million to direct The Force Awakens and $1 million for co-writing it.
So logic is screaming at us that if the guy that was supposedly brought in for some tiny little rewrites is making about half as much as the guy who co-wrote and directed and totally oversaw all of Force Awakens, yeah, he didn't do no tiny little rewrites.
He did big stuff, and we've been able to put together some of the changes that Tony Gilroy has made or been involved in.
And what some of these issues were that Disney made them change.
First up, Gilroy was actually used as a director for the reshoots over the main director, Gareth Edwards, and he also took over post-production or the editing of the movie.
Now this implies big changes in the film's tone. And that coincides with what The Hollywood Reporter reported a few months back about how Rogue One had been screened for Disney execs and they were upset the film didn't match the tone of Episode 4, A New Hope, which Rogue One takes place directly before.
Yeah, apparently the execs pushed for more levity and a sense of fun. A source reported that part of the critique, don't need to do more air quotes, a source reported part of the critique as stating, "This is the closest thing to a prequel ever. This takes place just before A New Hope and leads up to the 10 minutes before the classic film begins. You have to match the tone."
You have to match the tone. You know what? A different source quoted Hollywood nobody Philip Molina as saying, "Wrong. That's stupid. You don't have to match the tone of a completely different movie from 1977. No one is going into Rogue One and thinking, oh, this is like new footage that got cut out of A New Hope. It better just serve to feel like 2 hours were added to the beginning of A New Hope." No one is thinking that. Instead, if you're gonna support an anthology idea in films, they need to have the freedom to expand the genres that Star Wars can go into, and especially considering your damn saga is called Star Wars, how about you just let one of the damn movies feel like a war movie, huh? Maybe that's not a crazy idea.
Who was the source on that quote?
The pillow I scream into when I'm mad.
Aside from changes to the tone of the film, making it fun or more excuse me, we also learned that the most prominent issue with the story that Gilroy was asked to revamp was the entire ending of the movie.
Now, we don't know how the movie ends, very few people do, but me and every nerd with a boner for Darth Vader in his prime has figured that because Vader's in this movie, and he's in good health in A New Hope,
and that none of the main characters from this movie are known to live on to be in other movies,
we all figured, holy crap, Vader is going to cut through the entire cast of this movie, like Jason Voorhees taking out slutty campers and their big hair.
And rumor had it that this was actually going to happen.
One reported scene had Vader hunting down 3 of the main characters in a sequence that people compared to the alien hunting down the crew in the movie Alien, which is basically a Monster in the House movie set in space. Oh my God, saying this, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, and the scene is apparently the one that is gone. Now this doesn't mean that Vader doesn't kill anyone, but reports are to be believed.
They are.
And the deaths are more ambiguous, off-screen kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, you know, just like how in war movies you never see anyone die.
Right.
To be honest, I'm still pumped for this movie. I'm so pumped. I think Tony Gilroy is an amazing writer, so I'm trying to remain optimistic and hoping that however he does tie it up, I think maybe it could still be satisfying.
Yeah, the guy's very talented, and there are ways to ambiguously kill off characters that could still be chilling.
Yeah, like, I'd at least find it kind of funny if at the end they were like, hey, we did it, we got the Death Star plans to the rebels. Now let's just relax and get some rest on Alderaan.
Oops.
Also, other reasons to remain optimistic. Tony Gilroy is great with realistic military jargon and intense dialogue, something all his Bourne movies do really well. And that feeling of being more real could actually up the stakes. Plus, along with Gilroy being brought on, they also hired a new stunt coordinator who's supposed to be great, so who knows? We're actually gonna get even more intense action sequences.
Ooh, and head of Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, she actually isn't known for over-meddling in films. Look at her track record. She is the boss for a reason. She guides great movies. If she felt like some changes were needed, then by gum, maybe some changes were really needed.
Buy gum.
Buy gum.
Did you put an ad for buying gum in the middle of your sentence?
Stride, buy gum.
So, Gilroy and Disney have altered the film. Pray they do not alter it further. But aside from that, we're still crazy excited for this movie.
Most deaf.
2016 was a very weird year, but it had some of the most anticipated movies of all time, and this one still tops my list of the thing I'm most desperate for. And also, the fact that the release date was not pushed back to accommodate these rewrites and reshoots, that's a really good sign. That means the rewrites and reshoots are actually working nicely.
So let us know which side of the argument you fall on. Do you think that no one should be messing with Gareth Edwards' vision for this movie, or do you think that maybe Star Wars needs to feel like Star Wars and it's bigger than any one man's vision? And yeah, sometimes rewrites and reshoots are needed to make it a good fit.
That was a real long question.
Thank you.
I just wish I knew if this is gonna be good.
We can't know the future, but you know who can? Nostradamus. Apparently there's still a lot of stuff he said that still is being deciphered. So we're gonna go watch Nostradamus Decoded on Discovery Go.
I'm actually stupidly into prophecy stuff for some reason. You can watch along with us by downloading the Discovery Go app or clicking the link in the description for more info.
Tweet at us at Sambasher at Fimo to chat with us directly.
Or snap at us, Boxboy33. And Fimo knows because sometimes you guys are actually really funny on Snapchat.
I like talking to you guys there. Until next time, we'll be in your devices.
Bye-bye.
I knew Gareth Edwards was gonna fuck this up.
Optimism.
Maybe.
And now, announced today, it's finally happening! We can download Netflix content for offline viewing.
In a time of conflict, a group of unlikely heroes band together on a mission to steal the plans to the Death Star.